Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh, my beautiful women of Qur'an. Now, welcome to another vlog. Alhamdulillah, this is a planning one. I was planning my month and my week, my day. Hope it's beneficial to you. Bi'idhnillah. Follow along, inshallah. This is part 2 of the planning video. If to look at part 1, I'll put the link, and so you could click on the link, inshallah, and watch the first part. So we are still planning, and what I want to focus on in the planning process is really the big picture, because this is going to really help you not to waste too much of your time, to remain focused on what is truly important to you. So there is this thing, I'm going to actually draw it here so you to see. So imagine, I heard somebody say this. So there's this man who's climbing this ladder, okay? His whole life, he's climbing this ladder and to reach the top, okay? So that's the top, that's success according to him. Once he gets here, he realized that he was on the wrong ladder. His whole life, he was climbing a ladder to reach something that actually was not something that was part of his rocks. It was not something that truly, truly mattered to him. And that thing was actually over here. He climbed the wrong ladder. And it's very scary to me. This analogy is very scary to me. And so once I first heard about it, I said, I want to make sure that whatever I'm climbing, whatever effort, energy, time I'm spending is leading me to something that truly matters to me. This is where the rocks play. In my planner, at the beginning of the planner, you will see that there's this slide here where it's called my rocks. And so basically what you want to identify in your life is the things that truly, truly, truly matter to you. And then from that point on, you would break down your week, your month, your day, your hour, and you're able to see, okay, how did I spend my day? Was that working towards these rocks? Was I climbing the ladder that was leading me to the top that truly mattered to me? And another example for you, like many of us, if you ask us, like, truly, what is the most important thing for you? And a lot of us will say, my kids. Let's say my kids. They will say kids. Okay, so that's one of their rocks. Okay, what else? They will say, well, my marriage. Okay, that's another rock. Okay, what else? Oh, my mother. Okay, others will say parents, so mother or parents. Sorry, I'm trying to write in a way that you can read. Other people will say, what is truly, truly important to me is God. Okay, my deen. All right, so these are some of the rocks. Okay, now, when you observe their day to day, let's say, okay, review, observe. So observe. And if you look at this, the first is really brain dump and big picture. Review goals for this year, life wheel. Okay, so this is really the first thing. Like you should have had that already set up. So imagine you had your life wheel is something else that kind of looks like my rocks. The difference with life wheel is that it doesn't really, they give you usually, family, and they tell you to score, but maybe family is not that important to you. So the rocks is really you identifying the areas that that are truly important to you, right? The areas that you want to climb the ladder for. So here in the analysis area, you are reviewing the gaps and the lessons learned. So now you review your day. Let's say you observed your week, the past week, okay? And it's a good day for that because, it's the end of the week. So you observe the week. You observe the week, and then you realize that there's a gap. There's a huge gap between the week that you observed, the time that you spent, the ladders, the ladder that you were climbing, right? And what is truly important to you. Does that make sense? You realize there's a huge gap between what you were actually doing and where you want to be. There's a problem with that because the results are not in our hands, sisters. The results are not in our hands. But if let's say for instance, you're trying to read fluently the Qur'an. Okay, let's take that as an example. And in the week, you did not open your Qur'an. That week, you did not open the Qur'an even one day. But your goal and what is truly important to you is to be able to open the Mus'haf and read fluently. You agree with me that those two don't work. They don't work well together. And many times it's because we just don't take that extra time to review and plan, right? So if truly you know that honestly, reading my Quran fluently is actually a goal of mine, is actually something that truly matters to me, and you're emotionally attached to it, then in this case, when you plan your week ahead of time, you will make sure that you spend, even if it's 10 minutes every day, because it's not the quantity, but the fact that you're climbing the right ladder. You spending 10 minutes every day reading your Quran is you climbing that right ladder that will lead you to the result of reading the Quran fluently one day. So even if you just spend 10 minutes every day, the fact is you were climbing the right ladder. But if you're not, if you didn't open the whole week, then you're on a different ladder, different result. This will never lead you to fluency. Does that make sense? So this is why this is so important, inshallah. And so this slide here is, I help sisters do that. Like when they purchase the planner with me, I do give them a free session to help them organize the planner. And then we go over that. They have to identify their rocks. Absolutely important. You have to identify what is important to you. Then based on that, what does that translate into? Is that, if that is the most important to you, then what is it that, you're doing practically, technically in your day-to-day to get closer to Allah, right? If mother or parents are really important to you, what are you doing again practically? It doesn't have to be a lot, but you have to be doing something towards that to be climbing the right ladder, so that you don't get at the end of this thing, at the end of all this energy, you get to the top and you realize, I was on the wrong ladder. SubhanAllah, may Allah save us from that. May Allah truly save us from that. We want to be successful. We don't want to be among the khasirin. So may Allah truly save us. And I pray that this benefited you, this little analogy benefited you, and inspired you to identify your rocks, identify what truly mattered to you.